Footy is back. That's right. G'day, I'm Scott Waters of the Freemantle Dockers and No, wait, no, I'm not. I'm actually Jaymz Clements. Fresh from the MCG. That's right. And fresh into the AFL Today Show. That's what we do here. We go to the footy. Then we tape shows, apparently. And I'm joined by a couple of AFL nuffies, weirdos, lunatics. They just like their footy. Also was at the MCG with me today was one Alex Donnelly. What's going on, Alex?
Pretty good. Happy. Taking the dubs, unlike you two blokes.
What's going on? Pretty good. That's the wrong answer.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
You've done a great job.
Yeah.
Yes, your team did win. Both my beloved Carlton Blues and Stats Boys' beloved Kangaroos in a surprise twist. They lost.
Yeah, definitely not a surprise twist. We're not going too well at all, are we? We're never going to beat Adelaide. I don't know why you even tipped them, Jim. What was going on there?
Galaxy brain.
That is the biggest galaxy brain. Never tip North.
We need Gerald with a button when we say galaxy brain. He just hits it.
I used to tip North every week when I was younger. I'm glad I don't do that anymore.
That's
I'll be on a lot less tips.
That's like my future mother-in-law. Tips Melbourne every week. Not going too terribly.
Yeah, that's right. If you've got a good team, you can do that.
I was like the idea of Stats go, when I was younger.
Yeah.
You were 14
Actually,
2 days ago.
What
Like, what are we
about
doing
that dude
here?
calling me grandpa on TikTok?
Oh,
That's what you get for going grey. I don't know what to
that
tell
is
you.
funny.
That was so rude.
They should call you Silver
God,
Alex.
Geelong fans are assholes.
They call him Grey Donnelly.
Silver fox like a beast.
Gross. Anyway, this is the AFL Today Show. We are wrapping up all things round 7. Can you believe it? We are 7 rounds into this AFL season.
Of 24.
That's
gross.
that is crazy.
It's weird.
We just started, didn't we?
I feel like it should be round 4. Like, I don't know what's going on. Either way, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out all of the socials as well. You can check it out, Sports Today Show on Facebook. But you can also check out the AFL Today Show and just see if it works. We'll find out soon. Either way, footy is back. Quick look. Weird round. Really weird round.
Yeah,
it was a really long round because
We love that.
if you cast your mind back, it started on Wednesday. It's now Sunday. That's 5 days of footy. And
Two favourite words. No overlap.
No, that was great. You could just watch a
I
game
enjoyed that.
and just have to concentrate on that game.
So good.
It was lovely.
but quick look, we have one remaining unbeaten team.
I found out what price they were during the week.
Yes.
$18 at the start of the season to be the last unbeaten team. Geelong.
Oh. Well, that's a winner.
Yeah, that is great.
'Cause they
yeah.
are.
That's a great.
We have Sydney. Well, we should just do a ladder check. Should
yeah,
we just
why
do
not?
that?
We should do that every week, actually.
Geelong,
Yeah.
7-0. Top
Yes.
of the ladder. Next up, you got Sydney and GWS. Sydney's just dominating. They got the 2 and 3 spots.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Swan's just got a mad percentage boost.
Yeah,
They did.
very handy.
6 and 1, both of them. Then in 4, 5, and 6, you have the 5 and 2 teams. You've got Melbourne, you've got Port Adelaide, and you've got Carlton. Looking very different degrees of good, bad, ugly this weekend. All three of those teams. Essendon in 7th, 4-2 and 1 after the draw with the Pies.
weird
So,
one that's
so
in
their
there.
percentage now means nothing.
Yep.
Yep, pretty much.
Freo 4 and 3, Gold Coast 4 and 3. That gets us to 10, where the reigning premiers are.
That's weird.
Collingwood 3 and 1 after 7 rounds. Sure, why not? Is Nick Dacos leading the Brownlow?
No.
Definitely not.
The Bulldogs 3 and 4. The one saving grace in the back of my head is like, there's a stat, value above replacement player, right? VORP, when it comes to advanced analytics.
Wolf. I like
Value above replacement player. It's a big thing when it comes to baseball, when it comes
Yes.
to NFL, sometimes NBA as well, right? It's a median line. The Bulldogs to me are the median line. Value above Bulldogs. It should be VORB.
That sounds better anyway.
Value over replacement Bulldogs.
So if you're above the Bulldogs, you're good.
I think if you're above the Bulldogs,
right now, you're right, you're right.
at least okay.
Yep.
What
And
if
that
you're
is my
above
saving-
St Kilda?
Value of Vosk is
Value over St Kilda.
that means you're not trash.
Okay, there we go. That I agree with that.
All
Yeah.
right, Bulldogs are in 11th. They're
like
3
that.
and 4. Right? They're the only 3 and 4 team after 7 rounds.
That sounds so right.
It's very strange.
Yep.
Adelaide are 2 and 5. Brisbane are 2 and 5. St Kilda are 2 and 5. West Coast are 2 and 5.
But West Coast below St Kilda with Richmond, Hawthorn and North. Trash.
It just makes sense. It just makes
We
sense.
don't have to go to the last.
This is great.
After that, we don't have to talk about those
This
things.
is bonehead advanced analytics.
Yeah.
I love it. I was about to swear then, and I love it. It is exactly where it should be. Richmond are 1 and 6 because they stink, and Hawthorn are 1 and 6. And then your beloved Roos there, Stats Boy, 0 and 7.
Who would you
Yeah.
back in a head-to-head after we just saw Hawthorn up close? Who would you back at the MCG, Richmond or Hawthorn?
Richmond.
Yeah,
Richmond have been more competitive in their games. They should have won a couple more games. Yeah.
Other little bits of news. we have Jack Higgins getting suspended for 3 weeks because he's not a good bloke.
Yeah, apparently.
Just leave that there.
He had cancer. Surely he could get off.
Yeah.
You think he's a... What are your lawyers doing, St Kilda? We need to stop for our man. It's like, Jack Higgins sucks.
That didn't deserve
he
3
had
weeks.
cancer. Come on, Charlie Cameron never had cancer that we know of, did he?
No.
No, he didn't.
good.
Yeah, lucky. Otherwise, you might not have a
That
job.
would have been horrible. Good bloke, Jack Higgins.
He is a good
Seems
bloke.
like an all right dude.
Yeah.
3 weeks. It was like, that was a pretty tough tackle. But this is my entire point. We've talked about this time and time again. This weird sliding scale of, well, you've thrown a wrench into it when you go, the good bloke thing. Because if we've got
But
similar
they
tackles.
haven't challenged it yet and brought up that he's a good bloke. So
We'll find out.
surely
tomorrow.
they're going to challenge
It was definitely a
3 weeks.
suspension, but
Do it.
not 3 weeks. Yeah.
But this is the thing. It should just be like an automatic 1-2, and then we figure
I
out
looked
the
at that. I was
severity.
like, that's 2 weeks and we move.
Well, part of it's because O'Leary is so big that once his momentum's sort of going, there's 2 ways of
I
doing
found
it.
the weirdest part about that one was the victim blaming of like, oh, well, he was trying to kick it in
Yeah.
the air. It's like, he's meant to try and kick
Exactly,
it.
yeah.
What are you doing? It's
he
like,
did
he
it-
brought it upon himself. What was he wearing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you talking
He's wearing
about?
his footy
That's
Guernsey.
psychotic.
Yeah.
But it's
Ugh.
also, it's like, he tried to kick it. It's like, he only tried to kick it as he was getting slung.
Exactly.
Therefore, his body was going that way regardless.
Exactly.
It sucks. Cody Waitman hurt his arm.
Dislocated it again.
Elbow, he's done about 3 times, I think.
Yeah, he's getting
right.
surgery.
And
It could be up to 12 weeks was reported just before,
Surgery. Yeah.
which is really costly for the dogs. Yeah.
elbows stink and the dogs suck. Maybe Ochoa also just went bang and punched the lizard today.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're on the
say that
ground
one.
having a wrestle. And he just went bang. It was just a little short arm.
He's
But
probably
I
gonna
saw
get
that.
dropped
Hey,
out.
he punched the lizard. No.
He was literally yelling this, and everyone's like, "Who's this guy? Is he your mate?" I'm like, "No, he's your mate.
You're sitting next to
He
him.
is your mate. He's definitely not my mate."
It was really funny that Marbury actually, by doing dumb stuff throughout the day, cost Hawthorn 3 goals. Like, they kicked a goal, but Marbury threw someone. They kicked a goal, but Marbury had like pushed someone in the back. He kicked
He
a
was having
goal,
a stinker,
but he'd
yeah.
like gotten someone in the head like 3 seconds before. I was just like, yeah, he had a great day. I'll tell you why. It's because of his haircut. Shave the lid.
Riley West also got banned for a week for hitting Brandon Walker on
That-
Saturday night, which
It
is a weird one.
depends if they have a zoomed in angle.
They've
I
got to
don't think
challenge that.
I don't think he actually got him in the face.
He got him in the
But,
face.
it was very The first thing he touched was his chest, I think. I think that's a bit stiff.
And for me, the one that's most annoying is Zach Williams getting cleaned up by Ollie Henry, who then went on to kick a goal.
Oh, yeah.
that was-
Behind the play, just an elbow to the face is apparently cool when you got like a bunch of
Wasn't
like
that
field
a
umpires.
bit of a,
His name's Ollie. He's a good
yeah.
dude.
yeah.
Like,
I remain unconvinced by all Ollies apart from Ollie Watkins, my beloved Ollie Watkins.
That's from
And
us to-
because-
oh, yeah. Why aren't you two fighting right now? You drew this morning.
Yeah, we should have won actually.
We did?
But with,
Yeah,
we
2-1.
should've won.
Yeah, we did. Exactly. That's why we're
Way
not
better.
fighting because there's no.
Unai Emery trying to win a game late in the season. You kidding me?
Enough. Ollies. We're done with Ollies. It's not a real name. Settle down. It's a make-believe name. You're very silly. Ollie.
Says the one with
You're a
was it Jaymz
skateboard.
with his
You're a
name?
you've got a-
skateboard
you've got a
this
what-
one.
you've got a
Shush,
wider
shut
G
your
in your
mouth.
name.
He knows
Right.
that he's
Harry
not-
Mackay also got running into an umpire, which got
That
cited.
umpire got cleaned up 3
Yeah.
times in a minute.
It's like I feel like that's on the umpire. at
Get
this
out of the
point.
way, mate. Yeah. What are you doing?
It's not quite event sesh, but it's like, yo, umpire.
Pretty close.
You've also got to have spatial awareness at some point, don't you? And there we go. But that Zach Williams thing, we were at the, me and the Squid were at the Geelong Carlton game on Saturday afternoon. The Zach Williams thing literally had 49,000 Carlton fans in attendance just going, what the hell was that? But in much more vociferous
Yeah, it was
and
a
much
bit more,
working blue kind of
More
stuff.
swears and things.
Anyway, Vent Sesh, let's do it. Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. Shut up! Quit it! Sweet Caroline is one of the top 3 worst songs of all time.
Question. What are the other 2?
Oh, that's a
We have
great
other
question.
two.
Great question.
Now, we have one by the Rogue Traders.
It's on the board.
Wait,
It's on the
is it
board.
Voodoo Child?
It is Voodoo Child.
Oh.
Yes!
And the other one is probably the original version of Let's Get It Started by the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, I know what he's
I
talking
know what you're
about.
talking about as well. But
Google it. Just saying. Sweet Caroline is such a nothing song unless you are a Red Sox fan or a Yankees fan. Basically, a couple of the original, and even they will argue about who came up with it first and who was using it first and for what reason. What we do not need in Australia is importing ridiculous, rubbish Barry Manilow songs to play when we've got nothing else to do to amp up the crowd. It is a horrible song. It is a bad ramp-up song, and it has no place in Aussie rules football. You know, this is the Vensesh part. Port Adelaide nailed this. Nailed
They
it.
did, yeah.
Never tear us apart. In excess.
In
They
excess,
went,
yeah.
this is our song.
Yes.
You know what everybody else has done? Screw the pooch. Get your own songs. Get a song. It's not hard. Jeez. You know what? Geelong, you're playing Sweet Caroline. Magic Dirt are from Geelong, Stats Boy.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have an
I love Magic Dirt,
entire
yeah.
back catalogue of excellent songs.
There you go.
You know what? There are bands from, and this is one of my long-standing vibes,
Local
Brisbane?
band. Yep.
have a million bands to choose from. You can take any Powderfinger song. You can take any, you want to go Regurgitator. You want to go, I don't know, a bunch of like DZ Death Rays.
Midnight Oil.
They're like New South Wales.
Yeah.
They're not Brisbane, but like they are like
You
mid
could even
central
just dumb it down to
But
Australia.
They played at Coogee before they started getting going.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
We can claim it.
Adelaide, you can claim Cold Chisel. Like there are so many, like Perth, sucked in. You've got Birds of Tokyo and
doesn't
Eskimo Joe in your face. But you've got also Tame Impala. Freo, you should fight them for Tame Impala.
Yeah.
This would be,
Freo's more of a Tame
this is
Impala,
what the entire preseason should be about. We should have grudge matches about what songs you get to play during your games between like principalities of the same
Jim,
places.
I reckon we do a short on this. We'll break down some of the teams and we go, Jim, what song should they be playing at their grounds? I reckon that'd be a good
I've
shot.
just sorted, don't
And
worry.
you've already probably got
in
it all
the back
in
of
your
my
head.
head. I'm
You've
basically
got it.
already rolling with it.
Yeah.
Hawthorn,
Where's
they're going to
Spider-Bait
struggle.
from?
Spider-Bait, they're from like Finley in New South
really?
Wales.
Yes! Finley! Yes!
Do you also love that I know that off the top of my head?
How the hell did you know that?
I don't know. It might be because I spent 20 years as a music journalist.
Harley Reid now needs a trade to GWS or the Swans, so the Harley Reid song can stay in New South
Yes.
Wales.
Whoa, Harley Reid, bam, bam. But the point
Side
being,
note, Ollie Henry got fined for punching Zach Williams.
he should get suspended. That was a brutal one. Anyway,
Isn't that bad?
don't play Sweet Caroline. Get a hold of yourself. I can't believe Port Adelaide have led the way on this whole. Like,
Koshy.
It's our song. We own this song. It's our song. It's radical. Geelong should not be playing Sweet Caroline. You've got your
The Swans
own.
have been playing it for like 15 years.
Yeah, that's fine for Sydney to do it because no one cares. Geelong,
The biggest fan
are
base
their own
apparently.
little thing right
You
here
do.
in like regional Victoria. Come up with something better. I'm angry at you. Be better. Right, let's do some game raps. Remember Wednesday? I don't.
Yeah, sort of.
I really, really don't. This game sucked. Melbourne won
It
at
was a bad
85-42. Stephen May apologised afterwards. That's how bad it was. 10 goals to 2 in the second half there, Stats Boy. What else?
Yeah, Melbourne 10 goals to 2 in the second half. They dominated it. And as you mentioned, Stephen May goes, we were horrible. Richmond were horrible. I feel bad for all the fans who were watching on TV and turned up at the ground the first half. The fact that it was even in the first half is just
crazy.
horrible. Yeah.
Big takeaway for each game. We should do that. We'll do that this
Yeah,
week, right?
happy
So
to
big
do that,
takeaway from this is that Melbourne are good.
Yeah.
Richmond are bad.
Yep.
Richmond will be competitive at games of the MCG.
For
Yes.
a half.
Yeah, but against teams in the bottom half, there are a chance.
They win a
They'll
couple
probably
games,
win
yeah.
6 games all at the MCG.
Yeah.
Defensively, Melbourne were fantastic. They gave up 42 points.
Yeah, Lever was a big part of that. 26
but
disposals,
it's
15 intercept possessions.
17
awesome.
shots to 20, just Richmond couldn't kick straight.
Yep, they suck. Thursday,
Oh, that was-
Anzac Day. We did a live stream during this game. Essendon,
Oh.
85. Collingwood, 85.
Where's the extra time? Are we
No,
gonna,
shut up.
No, I'm massive on that. Why the hell is there a draw? Everyone's
Because
like,
a draw
oh.
is a result.
Nah, every sport except for cricket should not have a
Look
draw.
how angry he gets. He's so serious.
You're a
about
soccer
this.
fan.
No, well, actually, soccer's
You
fine.
eat-
Soccer's fine because there's only 2 goals in the whole game. You've got, 12 goals each. We've got so many goals. It would have taken 5 more minutes to score
A
one more
draw
goal.
is a result. If you can't win over 120 minutes of football, you don't deserve it.
Nah, hot take, one-on-one. One-on-one for the last 5 minutes. You have your best player versus our best player. Let's go.
One-on-one, that would be
This
cool.
is
They did
sick.
what? They just
I've
kick
heard
it
no
up?
one say this yet so far, and all the dumb hot takes out there about we should have overtime. We shouldn't have overtime. We don't want to be America. We should have a result from every game.
Just
It should be a winner or
one-on-one.
loss. One-on-one. The 1-2-3 triple D from
So
Patrick Cripps.
who would
to
it be
get
in this
past.
game?
I
In
love
this game, so it'd be-
You'd have Nick Dacos against Zeret. Away we go. Or who do you throw out there? Jakey Stringer.
Nah,
Up
nah.
against Braden
Jamie
Maynard.
Elliott, maybe. Just take another
Love it.
hanger.
One-on-one. Prove me wrong, kids.
Brody Myercheck.
Prove me wrong.
Okay.
You don't, a draw is a result. We don't need overtime
Bounce the ball.
unless it's finals.
One-on-one. First team that scores a goal wins. I love
One
this.
over the whole ground.
Whole ground.
They're going to be very tired.
Whole ground. Don't care. This would be awesome.
Who's the fastest? I'm taking the lizard for the Swans because he's quick.
Don't mind that.
Tap
Taps it
down.
to it's like playing in your backyard when you're a kid. And Clements taps it down to Clements, and Clements grabs the ball and he slings from. Oh, Clements being tackled by Clements. What's happening over here?
That's like the Carl Barron one where his brother used to do fake passes and he'd fall for it. But it's 1-on-1.
So good.
Amazing. But this was an incredible game, 85-85. It showed a side of Essendon that you wanted to see, right? I think that's the biggest takeaway.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Big takeaway from me is that Essendon were competitive in this game.
My big takeaway is that Essendon kicked 6 goals in the first quarter to 1 and still couldn't win.
6 goals to 2. 6 goals to 2.
They
But they
still
were very
couldn't
late
win.
goals. Yeah. But that's Collingwood are famous for that the last 2.5 years.
Doesn't matter.
Of coming back.
You're 4 goals up at quarter time. You should put it to bed.
Oh. That's 4 goals is
I'm
nothing
a Carlton
in modern
supporter. There is
Exactly.
no way that I think
4 goals is nothing
4
in
goals
modern
up,
footy.
you
I
got
reckon.
nothing in modern footy.
Yeah, but what I mean is, so they've kicked 6 goals after quarter time for the rest of the game.
Yeah. They
My big
missed
takeaway is Essendon are still frauds.
Well, it was. They definitely had enough inside 50s and scoring shots because they had 6 goals won in the first quarter. It
that's what I
wasn't
mean.
even the way they were playing. It was literally just came down to inaccurate kicking, which we always say is obviously bad play. But they
they
played
don't
really
know
well. They
how
played
to
really,
win the big one.
Yeah.
They don't, but I think there's also showing up in a game like this to force it to the point where it's a
But
draw.
they're in- but
up
they're-
against probably superior competition.
They were in
Yeah.
front last year at 3/4 time and got run over. So it's still the same. Like, yeah, it's a draw, but they can't put a game away.
I love this. Same old Essendon.
Yeah, that's what it was for me. It's same old Essendon and Collingwood. And Collingwood feel like they're like, yeah, we just want to get 8th. We don't care. As long as we make finals, we're cool.
Bigger question. Who came out of this the bigger winner?
Collingwood.
For me, it's Essendon.
No, I'm going to agree with Jim
For
on this
Essendon
one.
to get 2 points out of this game is like every Essendon fan would have been going, well, at least we didn't lose.
No, I mean, yeah. That would be
Right?
mad, but like,
At least we didn't lose. They got 2 points. They didn't lose it.
The
They
underdog-
probably should have.
Yeah.
Myercheck misses 2 basically awesome, easy set shots. Misses everything.
Yep.
Completely cooks
Jamie
it. We're
Alley-
watching it.
If
Could've marked
Collingwood,
that
if Collingwood are 3-4 going into the game against Carlton this Friday, and then it turns to 3-5, they look back on that game as a game they should have won. But they've got the draw out of it, so now it really, again, this comes down to
They'll
percentage.
feel
and
all right
everything
about the
not
draw
being
now,
up.
but on the day, I think the underdog, whoever the underdog is in the odds or whatever you want to call the
Whoever
underdog,
woke up the next day feeling better about themselves
would probably be
it's
Essendon. Yeah,
They're 4-2-1.
Yeah.
And Langford was also robbed of
Because they could have easily been 4-3 and felt way worse. 4-2-1.
They could very easily also be like 2-5 Essendon.
You know what looks way better? Like 4-2-1. You feel awesome at 4-2-1.
Because then you don't have another loss in there. Yeah,
You're just like, oh, it stinks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
4-2-1. You're like, we're 4-2 and 1.
And 1, yeah, don't worry
I'll
about
tell
that
you
one.
what's better.
And you just sort of roll it there and 1.
I'll tell you what's better. 6-1, 5-2.
All right,
Oh.
settle down.
I just gave you a shout.
I know
5-2.
that you gave me a shout, but Carlton still stink. We'll get to that. But an incredible game. It was awesome. We also
Speaking of
obviously-
who stinks, Brisbane.
we haven't even talked about the hanger.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Jamie Elliott.
yeah.
Mark of the century.
Oh my
Mark
God.
of the week of the goal of the year of the week of the year.
That's already beaten the last 5 mark of the years.
I mean, Harry Himmelberg's last year was sick.
I still
pretty
think
good,
just
but
because
this
Jamie
was-
Elliott's a small guy and he got up on probably one of the tallest guys on the whole field. He's over 200 centimetres.
Smashed it.
Dan Mackay. Awesome.
Anyway, great job. Good job, Essendon. Good job, Collingwood. You're tied. Wow, are the Lions bad?
Oh my
59,
God, Jim.
113. This game sucks. So we got asked during the live stream stats before, are you guys going to do the GWS Brisbane game? It's like, man, I wish we could, but we're going to do the other. We're going to
Other
tape
show.
our Thursday night show.
Glad we didn't.
Thank God we did not do this game. It was,
Good.
the phrase is los horrible.
I mean, it was a third quarter smashing. Like, it came out after halftime and GWS was like, we're going to win.
Yeah, this is over now.
Yeah.
Look at me. This is over now.
I
Yeah,
got the mouth.
5 goals to 2 points. Ball game. Because up until then, it was pretty competitive back and forth. Like the Lions hit the front in the second quarter, but
It just looks slow.
after 3/4 time, GW was like, okay, this is Tom Green's place.
Yeah.
Tom Green owns this ground and you and sucked in. That's why they have a pavilion there where it's $25 for a
9
beer.
goals to 2.5 times.
It's $25 for a ticket, a beer, and a snack.
Really?
And I'm like,
we're going there.
We're
lunch.
going to Canberra
Surely
for a
we're going
GWS game. Hey, Jacob, get us to Canberra. I'm just saying, let's get out
Tom
there.
Green, 37-1. There
It
you
was
go.
awesome.
Awesome.
8 of the top 10 ball winners were Giants. Tackles inside forward 50. stats boy there?
23-4. That sums up how bad the Lions
Brent
are going.
Daniels and
There's
all those
no,
others.
so they actually had a lot of inside 50s. The
Daniels
inside,
was the sub. He did nothing.
he wasn't. But Darcy Jones, I want to talk about. He was awesome in the GWS helmet. You guys saw him. He has the fastest agility test ever in AFL history. That's why no one can catch him. He's awesome. So I love watching him for the Giants, and he did a lot of inside 50 tackles.
What's the agility test like entail? Does it?
It's like the basketball one where you got to like go. No,
you got to run.
You got to do that,
bang.
but also you got to run and touch.
You got to run, run around some cones and stuff.
Yeah, these poles.
Sick.
Yeah,
We should do the agility test.
You tear a hand.
we actually should
definitely
do
die halfway through
the
it.
AFL draft combine.
So
AFL
how did
Today
Jim
edition.
die? Doing what he loved.
Footy.
Footy.
Harvey Thomas was great too. 2 goals.
Yep.
2 first names, 2 last names.
Hey, Brisbane suck.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. You tipped him. I was like a bit 50-50 on this game because the Giants
I
suck in
was
Canberra.
like, Giants smash him.
I didn't know if you did say that yet, but the Lions just look so slow.
I was tipping a bounce back, and it looked like
GWS are just really good.
early on. It
Yeah.
looked like they might be there, and then it just the tsunami, the orange tsunami. hit.
There was one passage of
got
play
washed away.
right on halftime where it was like 6 handballs in about 7 seconds, and then someone got laced out.
Yeah, laced
50.
out.
But it was like there was 20 seconds to go in the quarter when they got the footy in the back half, and then it's like, oh, they've just kicked a goal. That's sick.
Yeah,
Big
they're
takeaway:
awesome.
Lions stink.
Giants rule.
Giants actual contenders.
Yep.
Friday. This game was tough.
Worst
I
game of
nearly
the
swore.
round.
82-72.
Well, we haven't got to Saturday yet.
Other
Power.
than I'm trying to get the North game out of my head.
Power win it. 82-72.
No one really won.
How
this
did
game.
they win by 40?
Yeah,
honestly.
this
It was
ridiculous.
ridiculous. They had 27 scoring shots to 17.
1 goal, 8 the Power kicked in the first quarter. What the hell is
Because
going on?
Connor Ozee kicked one from 50 on the run, just going, yeah, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
And then he did his hammer.
And then he
did
pinged a hammer.
Yeah,
So.
which they're saying was
Geez,
a bit
you'd hate to have him
precautionary.
20-plus disposals because he had 19.
You also
did
hate
he?
to have
Couldn't
him
be me.
Supercoach and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game wasn't great. Like, St Kilda just hanging around. But it also kind of proves your point about Port.
Only beat teams outside the 8.
Yep. And
Frauds.
they were
They're
almost
frauds.
lucky to
They're
win this
basically
because
frauds.
they just couldn't kick straight at all.
Charlie Dixon was great.
Yeah. 4 goals.
Clonking
and
4
return.
goals. But it's just like, you take away from this is St Kilda aren't good enough to win games like this, but they're not bad enough to get blown away. And Port Adelaide,
It's very similar to last year how Saints were going. Like they even had this type of game
they're
against
worse.
us,
They're
against
worse.
North.
They're worse this year, St Kilda.
Well,
Yeah, they are because they're not winning
this
many
margin
games.
like never rose above like 20, like or whatever. Basically,
It
all
should
game,
have
right?
been
And it
about 40.
should have.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
think
like-
I text you halfway through the first goal going, how St Kilda, how Port not 10 goals in front.
It was ridiculous. Big takeaway: St Kilda still bad. Port pretty good at home. Injuries are sort of starting.
No,
Yeah,
there's
there's-
3 major injuries which I wrote down. You got Alir, Pepper's
Well, Alir will
probably
be
not
back in
massive.
2 weeks.
Alir's a massive, and even for the next 2 weeks. Rosie as well. They're not sure how bad it was. That was a bit more precautionary.
Because I'm not on the Wednesday show. Can I get my big call out for next week already?
Sure.
That is a very early big call.
Well, I'm away next week.
All right.
Adelaide win the showdown.
Sure.
Adelaide, really?
Crows win the showdown.
Oh, all right.
Interesting.
All right. It'll be actually a close game.
It's on Thursday night, by
I
the
got a
way.
bit of confidence up from beating North.
Should we do another live stream?
When is it?
Next Thursday.
Oh,
Let's go.
Have fun, boys. I'll be in Wagga.
Anyway, Charlie
You
Dixon's
gotta call him.
fantastic. Port.
Jack Steele looks sore, by the way.
he only got 70 Supercoach. Like 2 weeks in a row, he's
What?
just not getting much
He
of the
looks
ball.
sore.
Yeah, he does.
He looks sore.
Well, this is what he
Get rid of
looked
him.
like all of last
Last
year.
year.
And then the first 5 rounds this year, it's like Jack Steele's back, and
Nah,
then he's gone
sore.
back to
Get
his
rid of
West
him.
again.
Also, Dougal Howard, good trade by Port. He stinks.
I also think that Jack Steele, as
Not
soon as
Wagga's
Tim
finest.
Mitchell brought him in for Supercoach,
Oh, he jinxed him.
Tim Mitchell's the kiss of death, isn't
he
he?
is.
he's a kiss of-
Whoever he vice captains as well doesn't go good.
we love you, Tim, but geez.
But he plays up to it. So
Yep.
Saturday!
Oh, jeez.
Saturday.
As you would say.
Down in Tasmania.
only 4,000 people turned up. Don't take that as a thing that, Tasmanians don't want footy. They don't want to watch 2 crap teams play each
No,
other.
you're not wrong. It's because back in the day, you'd always sell out that stadium.
You
at
don't want to see
4,000.
2 pathetic teams play each other on a beautiful Saturday afternoon we can go to the market.
Or contraire. Go to the footy.
Well, yeah, I still say go to the footy.
Tassie.
There's not much going on down there.
Go to the footy. What else are you going to do? Go see my mate Nath play a gig? Go to brewery?
You could.
Maybe.
There's a lot of breweries. Go to Mona.
81 to 138. Adelaide smashed them. Look, North were up and about early, and then it was just
Sort of.
they got steamrolled.
Yeah.
Tex was cruising. Rankine was fantastic. What else happened in this one, Stats Boy?
Just North defense. It's literally coming down to the defense. Exactly what defense. Allowed opponents to score 100 points in 100 points through 3 quarters in 4 games already this season.
That's not
You
good.
shouldn't even be allowing AFL teams 100 points in a game, let alone in the first 3
So you're
quarters.
telling me that's not good?
That's horrible, Jim. That's horrible. And even against an out of form Crows team, which you shouldn't be allowing 138 points. That's
Right,
ridiculous.
1994 Fitzroy versus current day North Melbourne. Who wins?
Oh,
Current day North because they have more fit.
yeah, probably fitter and what style of footy are
He
we
took
playing?
that so seriously.
He did,
I mean,
he did.
he's
He's
a
like,
joker.
I'm more looking at the draw to see when North Melbourne might win again. And I'm
1994 Paul Roos would have torn apart.
Alex, I've already done this, and I don't want to relive this.
I'm
I don't know when
I'm
we're
at
gonna,
round 16 when you beat the Western Bulldogs.
We're not going to beat the Western Bulldogs.
It's the Western Bulldogs. The week before, the Western Bulldogs have the bye, so you might catch them.
We've already had our bye, haven't we?
No, you've got one.
Oh wait,
later.
we can't lose that week.
North Place and Kilda next week. You could win that game.
You're going to tip us again?
You play
Gold Coast?
You play Gold Coast at Marvel. Gold Coast go okay there. Now.
But yeah, Adelaide were awesome. Ranking 4 goals.
Play
17
Gold Coast at
disposals.
TIO Oval in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
so.
but
That's in Darwin,
Gold
isn't
Coast
it?
are
They
unbeatable
love
in
Darwin.
Darwin.
Yeah.
They love Darwin.
That's the power, yeah.
yeah, you're
Anyway,
screwed.
anything else here, Stats Boy? Quick.
Just really good tackling pressure from the Crows, similar to GWS. 19-4 inside 50 tackles.
Lukey Pedler got subbed off with an injury. I think
The
he
fan
did well
favourite,
early.
my man. Yeah, got him
Keep going,
sorted.
early.
McKercher was awesome. He was our best
Saligo was
player.
fantastic early.
Saligo was
Well,
great.
Imagine putting Jake Saligo in the midfield.
They got him
Worked
really
out. Dawson stepped up a little bit.
He was-
early
he was
on.
good.
He
He was
had a big impact. I don't know what his SuperCoach score was, but he was
Still
like,
127, I think. Yeah.
nice. He was very handy all around.
Zerha kicked 3 like he tried.
Yeah, that's his
But
first
also,
good game all
Tassie,
year.
just go to the footy. What are you doing?
Contract year, Cameron Zerha.
My big thing is, like, have North Melbourne just gone, well, now there's a Tassie team, we're just going to abandon all efforts. Should they actually just move up to Craigieburn like Eddie Maguire believes?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
Keylor.
I think Eddie Maguire needs to
thing.
stay out of AFL. He thinks he's the CEO and he thinks he runs the show. Just stay out of it,
To be
man.
honest, I hate the idea that it came from Eddie Maguire.
There's a bunch of ideas
mind
that
the
he
idea.
said recently. I agree with. It's not great.
All right, Geelong Carlton, I was at this game. Chaos end. It was
They
stupid.
gave you 30 seconds of hope.
That was awesome, that
And what
ending.
is it?
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's the hope that
It
kills
was so funny. I was sitting with a Carlton fan.
It is the hope that kills you. All Carlton fans are like, yeah, Jim, we get it. It is the hope that kills you. Because they played like trash for basically, I want to say 85% of this game. And 15% of it, they ripped off like 3 goals straight.
Yeah.
But then they also ripped off 3 goals straight at the right of the very, very end. There were 2 moments where it's completely catapulted their momentum into the sun. There was a Corey Durden missed set shot from about 30 metres out directly in front.
That was
where Carlton had
changed the
pulled
game a
it
bit.
all the way back and had gotten right. And I think he kicks that. They either tie it up or they go back within a goal.
He's usually a really good kicker as
And
well.
it's like, what is going on, dude? But they also, that was the story of the game. That's the big the 2 big takeaways from this one. Carlton, defensively, are horrible. They're giving up 89 points a game. You can't do that and be considered a contender. Simple as that. We are missing Sard.
McGovern's a huge
Obviously,
out, I think.
Doc.
Yeah.
We're going to miss him all year. McGovern, that is brutal. We have very little size outside of Wiedering, as you saw by Jezza Cameron, tearing us up for 5 goals and 17 touches. And
He's really good.
he's pretty good at football.
Good YouTuber as
turns
well. I
out.
was talking to Joe before this. He's
Did
huge
enjoy
on-
his
huge on there
post
now.
game, just like, just doing my ice bath.
Yeah, I was going to go back to the farm and kick
Yeah.
torps.
Just gonna-
He actually taped a GoPro to his footy and then it just fell off straight. I was like, what are you doing, man?
He's an ideas man.
Yeah.
ideas.
So the other takeaway, Carlton
Gets in
sucked.
the dam with the yabbies.
Carlton sucked defensively on the rebound. They
Once
get
again.
absolutely torn up every time.
Every
I
time,
think
yeah.
Danger tore a hammy, didn't he?
he got subbed out early. So the point is, without Doc back there marshalling the defense, Carlton look just, and without Sard, without McGovern, they look horrible. Like every time, I don't know what it is. Like
Lewis Young.
it does seem fixable though. Like that's the sort of thing you go, Michael Voss at some point is just going to go, maybe if we're going forward, we should still keep
Defenders.
4 dudes
I was
behind
about
the
to say-
ball.
He turns to Clarko as
What
well.
are we doing?
I was about to
North,
say, you saw it today with how the Swans lined up.
Same thing.
I know it was only Hawthorn, but how they had
They always had
McCartney,
4 dudes
Lizard,
just
Melican
back,
just
just
going.
back.
A lot more patient, whereas Carlton's like, we're all going to go forward.
It's like that's the exact opposite of what Carlton should be doing because we have Charlie Kerno, Harry Mackay,
enough
Tom
forwards.
DeKoning. We have plenty of forwards.
Exactly.
We don't need the other dudes running. Like we don't need
Getting
4
in the
dudes
space.
like around the center square going, Matt Kennedy, hey, I'm watching.
Exactly.
So, go play defense, you idiots. What are you doing? George Hewitt, pick up your game, son. Anyway, the other one was the Geelong. God, they look just calm, composed.
Yeah.
and so much more skilled. So Carlton made a
Can we
bunch of
also
skill
talk about the
errors.
50?
We'll talk about the 50s and we'll talk about the umpires in a second.
That was a weird 50.
But Geelong, there's a reason why they're unbeaten. Just the experience, the calm and collective nature of that entire team is amazing to watch. So that's the second time I've seen them in person this year. We saw them at Gather Round. It's the exact same thing at the Adelaide Oval against Western Bulldogs.
All these guys that people go, I don't even know who that is, but he's going to get 20 touches and not miss a target.
The thing is, they all know how to play football.
Yeah.
They just do their damn job. They just do their job.
Yeah, they're the epitome of just turning up.
We need to feel those at North.
The amount of skill errors that Carlton had in the first 3 quarters was laughable. They'd be kicking the ball onto the turf. They'd be kicking directly to Cats players. It was horrible. The umpire thing, look, Carlton fans, we're going to talk about this later.
Yeah.
Carlton fans, the umpires did not cost Carlton this game.
Didn't help, though.
It didn't help.
I'll agree with that.
We're going to talk about the idea of what is a incorrect disposal in a bit, but good win by Geelong.
Still in my lines. Yeah.
118-105. Good
Great
fight back.
game.
Awesome
Good fight
game.
back by Carlton in the end. This game was over, and then it was not. And there was a bit of hope at the end. And
30
it's the hope.
seconds of hope, and then Jezza camera went, game's over.
It's the hope.
5 goals, 17 disposals. I'm off back to the farm.
The hope that kills you.
It was
Freemantle Bulldogs, 95-71.
good
This
game.
is really, really close.
Caleb
until
Daniel
right at the end.
got bevoed.
He did.
He did.
Oh,
Caleb Daniel,
sad.
jeez.
Sad times.
Talk us through this one, Stats Boy.
Why not? Even for most of the game, both teams took it through the middle. It was actually really exciting. I thought sometimes Freo and Bulldogs like to play a bit defensive and aren't taking big grabs. Darcy and Jackson, so Sean Darcy and Luke Jackson, as we've talked about, actually looked really,
Darcy
really good
looked
together.
awesome.
So
God,
you got...
even in the square,
Yeah.
the ball be dropping. He's like, I'm just here.
Yeah, he's just massive.
ragdoling
Yeah.
dudes." So this is awesome.
He's very fun to watch because he can just clean people
Big,
up.
lunchy dude who's fit throwing people
Yep,
around.
it's great. He
Should
was
be
just
in the
great in the
meaty
ruck.
boys.
So when they were rotating, just worked a treat. I didn't think it would work, but Freo were like, oh my God, it actually worked. They had a lot of people stand up. Libba was a laid out, which was a
It's
huge
almost
out.
like he has concussion issues.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
They tried to hide that one. And then, Sarong stood up. Bailey Dale for the Dogs again stood up.
How have you not mentioned Nat Fife yet?
And then Nat Fife, I was going to mention him. I forgot to write
He was
him in.
best on ground.
Oh, Sarong had 37 and 17 clearances.
Nat Fife had 37.
He didn't have 17 clearances, though.
37 in a goal.
Yeah,
He was
amazing.
everywhere.
He was amazing as well.
Suck on it, Leo. Worst pick in the draft. 140 points. What up?
He has been actually very good at SuperCoach.
Yeah, he has.
Bailey Banfield actually got the pretty much the goal winners.
Left. On the left.
He was awesome. 22 disposals, 3 goals. 2 of the last 3 goals in the game.
also
Get
a
around
great name, Bailey Banfield.
Yeah, good alliteration.
It was a weird one, right? Because without Waitman,
Yeah, when he went down, they lost a bit of their
that
spark.
Dogs forward line, it just has like a very...
Darcy was really good.
Too
for
Darcy
many
was
tall
awesome.
dudes.
You got Lobb, you got Norton, and just just imagine they still had Cody Waitman.
They're missing a few people they need to push up the ground. So Jamara, he's that guy, like Harry Mackay does, where they're athletic, they can go up on the wing and take a mark. So they're sort of like Jezza. Whereas the Dogs, Norton likes to sit back, and Darcy will build up to that sort of player, but he's not at that
It's
level
like
yet.
they tried the Norton pushing up forward earlier this year, right?
But
And
he's
they
better.
didn't like
He's
it.
better
He
in the
was better
square. I
back.
reckon.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway, good job by Freo. It
was a great win.
Cool. Good luck picking what these teams are going to do next.
I know.
Either of these teams. That's the big takeaway. I just have no idea about either of these teams.
What are they playing next week? Here we go. The Bulldogs have Hawthorn.
Should win that, but
they'll
who
win that.
knows? Well, actually, they lost this week, so they'll win next week.
Fremantle play Richmond here at the MCG.
They could actually win that.
Oh,
That feels like me sitting in a beer garden in Brunswick watching this with the squid while he's like, I don't know, deleting chips. And I'm like deleting some beers and just going,
That's very specific.
we'll just wait to see what's going on.
Yeah.
The big takeaway is, the inconsistency of both teams is still wildly frustrating.
Yeah.
They are the same teams. Like Fremantle are Bulldogs West and Bulldogs are Fremantle East.
I don't know who's
It
better.
just makes no sense. And then Sunday, Gold Coast, West Coast, the Battle of the Coasts.
It was up on the Gold Coast, so Gold Coast won. Done. Move on.
No,
No,
we can talk about
West
it.
Coast kicked the first 3 goals.
Yeah,
it
they
looked
did.
like it was actually on and up and about.
They kicked
they looked
brilliantly
awesome.
all day.
The first half they were in it. Yo was amazing.
Yo looked incredible
Yep.
early. After he kicked that goal, I think in the first quarter, you're like, here we go. They might go Gold Coast. Like they got Ben King going. Took Miller was everywhere. Noah Anderson was there. Noah Anderson dominated. He had 2
33
goals
and
and
2.
1 million touches.
Love watching him.
Even without stupid sexy Flanders crushing it, there was a
He was still
moment
solid.
in the third quarter. West Coast kept pushing. Stupid sexy Flanders got in the way of everything. It was like, oh, just
That's right,
mark
yeah.
that, bounce it back, going the other way, away we go. And they had Sam Day
Sam, yeah.
looking really good. They had obviously Ben King. They had Ainsworth, and then Jed Walter popped up late for a couple of goals. You're like, oh,
That's a perfect game.
Gold
Yeah.
Coast win by 30
7.
We're going to talk about Waterman's form as well. I didn't write that in
Coleman
there.
Waterman.
He's kicked a 4. He's doing a larky from last year.
Gehrig Waterman.
Oh my God, he's got 4 again. He's
Imagine
in
if
amazing
they had
form.
Oscar Allen. They'd be on top of the ladder.
Imagine if he played for a team that was good and anyone cared about.
I know.
Anyway.
Oh, lots of people care.
Love you, West Coast.
They're one of the biggest fan. Actually, they're the biggest fan base.
So big takeaway from this is Gold Coast are unbeaten at home.
Yep.
And
That's great, yeah.
And West Coast weren't terrible.
But it's classic Gold Coast. They win at home, they lose away.
Would they have won this with Harley Reid? No.
Can you Galaxy
No.
Brain, I'm just getting you now, Essendon go to Perth next week to play West Coast.
Oh.
Shitty game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Essendon's still going to win that.
Surely.
You're going to Galaxy Brain that, I feel.
I'll talk myself into it.
Wait, it's only Sunday. He's got 4 days.
Because Tom Barras,
I got 4 days to work on my Galaxy.
because Tom Barras and Harley Reid come back in.
Whoa, Harley Reid, bam, bam, we're going to smash Essendon, bam, bam. Right, final game, Hawthorn, Sydney. This was over by the second quarter.
Yeah.
118-42. The first.
Hawthorn just did not score anything else the rest of the way through, and that's the Dogs insulin going off again.
I know. Well, we can host if you
Hawthorn kicked the first 2 goals, and then the Swans kicked 18 of the next 21.
Really?
It certainly tells a story.
a bad story for the Hawks.
A pretty bad story if you're a Hawks fan.
I'm nervous. Can we forfeit against Sydney if we got smashed by talking about North?
Mate, you nearly beat us last year at Marvel.
Well, yeah, when we had the interchange thing. Oh, that was the worst.
So I think the game was effectively killed in the last 30 seconds of the first quarter when they took that risky kick in the midfield. And the Swans just went down the other end and kicked a goal right on the siren. Yep. Sam Mitchell lost his mind.
Was that Papley who kicked that goal in the first quarter?
Well, Sam Mitchell, they were showing, he had an interview. He's like, that is exactly the opposite of what I told him to do. We're going to take less risky kicks. And the first kick he does, and he just goes, what are you doing?
Yeah, he walked out on the field at quarter time and was just yelling.
Just kick it down the line. Because I'm just happy that other teams are going bad.
But it's also after quarter time, they've kicked.
Just absolute pig wallowing over here, Stats Boy. I like this.
I'm going to get something out of this.
Other teams suck. It's not just North. The other teams suck as well.
They're still worse.
Yeah.
Look, that's the only positive I can get.
He's giddy with excitement. He's like, although we're so bad.
Yeah.
I love it.
But it was 12 goals to 3 after quarter time. But this one's just late in that first quarter, just went bang, bang, game over. Lizard had 30. He was great.
He was awesome, yeah.
This Logan McDonald, my 6 call, he missed a couple of sitters. He's kicked 3-3.
You 6 scoring shots.
Yeah, it's all right. But it was 70-something points, but it could have been 100. But the Swans sort of eased up late. Like Isaac Heaney copped the knock. I think he got hit in the nads. It didn't look great.
Ice him up.
Midsection.
Yeah, and then Papley had a bit of a tweak late, so I think he finished the game. He spent the last 7 minutes on the bench, and he spent the last 10 minutes on the bench. So,
that'd be SuperCoach score.
Ice up next week for the derby, but the takeaway is Swans very good. So, what MCG curse? Hawthorn bad.
The MCG curse is still alive. It's just Hawthorn.
For good game. For good teams.
They've won 2 of their 3 games here this year by an aggregate of 100 points.
Fair enough.
They've lost the other game by a kick.
You also lost to Richmond.
Yeah,
that's going to be the GWS West Coast result by the end of the year.
You lost to Richmond. I'm just
saying.
True. GWS lost to West Coast last
year. Big takeaway, Hawthorn stink, Sydney good. Tipping results, I somehow Galaxy brained myself into 6 this week because I took Brisbane
it's not horrible, I guess.
and Western Bulldogs.
Yeah. Bulldogs isn't a bad tip.
And what was the other one I missed?
North.
Yeah.
You tipped North.
No, I didn't tip North.
You did tip North.
On the show you did, Oops. What are you doing, Jim?
My bad. Did know the Geelong pick though. I was bang on about that.
That was my one miss.
So I did the IG post as we were going into the game, Squid and I.
That's great, I like that.
He's on the shoulders. I'm like, I usually talk myself into going, Carlton are going to win this. And even going into that game, I'm like, Carlton are still going to lose. So
I thought Carlton were going to snatch it.
All
right, full credit to the boys. Best team of the round. Geelong, saw them in person. Again, as I said, for the second time this year.
Yep.
They look so steady, so composed. They don't look quite as dangerous or as quick and as inexorable as 2022 Geelong, but they look
not far off.
Really good.
But it's also Danger's done a hammy. They're like another 1 or 2.
I think that was a major part of the game. That the fact that they won. When Danger went off, I'm thinking
no Tom Stewart
and no Tom Stewart. 2 of their most important players.
Carlton also. Can we do this?
They have a lot of injuries. Yeah.
Missing 7 of the best 22 at least.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But still, they look so good. I think the simple idea of like the way that they operate, they just go, well, they never panic, I think is the biggest thing for me. Like you see Carlton when it's in their back line, unless the ball is in Wiedering's hands, Carlton panic like they're me going, there's blood pouring out of the baby squid's nose what do I do?
Yeah.
And there's just
What a
panic of like,
specific reference.
what's happened? Did your brother do it? Did you do it? What do I do?
Did I do it?
I'm the adult. Carlton just freak out. They have no idea. Geelong do not freak out.
Yeah, they're
look awesome.
level-headed, yeah.
So like
They stick to their process.
like even if they don't have that, like, so Carlton and Geelong are very specifically weirdly matched up. Not much speed, I think, on either side.
Yep.
But it didn't matter for Geelong.
Just skill.
Like their speed coming out of defence is just awesome anyway. Carlton can turn it around really quickly, same sort of thing. But Geelong looked incredible. So they're my favourite team of the round. Alex?
I'm going to go the Swans.
Surely not.
Hawthorn.
Yeah, but it's also 5 of their 6 wins this year, they've kicked over 100 points. So
Yeah, but it's best team of the round, not best team of the year.
Okay, best team of the round. They kicked one of the highest scores of the weekend and absolutely dominated a ground that, they might not win at.
right,
They won
fair
by
enough.
70 points.
Fair enough.
Played Hawthorn.
Yeah, so what?
Stats boy.
Fremantle, no, Freemantle. I'm going. I know that people say, it's just the Dogs. That's a huge win. They lost to them by a lot last year, and they just had a lot of guys step up. They've got a lot of guys that
Game they needed to win.
game they needed to win that keeps them in the 8. So now they're 4-3, which obviously looks a lot better than 3-4. You start to get a little bit worried about Freo. I still not confident that they're going to make the finals, but I did really like them this week because I think the Dogs are a much better team than them, but they did it pretty easy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Best on ground of the week, best player, Canberra Tom Green.
Yes.
Was horrible in Canberra last time out. Was good this time. That was awesome.
Maybe he needs to play at night because of his skin.
Maybe.
Yeah,
We are afraid of
he
the
forgot to
sun,
put
though.
sunscreen on that one game. Yeah,
Well,
true.
the sunscreen gets you in your eyes.
Yeah, it's not good
And
for
it's on your hands, you're
Footy's-
slippery.
yeah, footy and sunscreen. Don't
He
mix
was
well together.
fantastic in that game against the Lions. Like you sort of turned around, he's like, he's kicked a goal.
From 60.
He's awesome. And he's like completely turned that game on its head. He's awesome. And he, to be honest, best on ground of the week because he needed to have that game too. He had a couple of quiet ones in a row and they dismantled the Brisbane Lions. So good job, Tom Green. Stats boy.
I just realised Alex and I have some same game here, but that's all right. Caleb Sarong, 37 disposals, 17 clearances, 8 score involvements. I think the next best on the ground was like 7 clearances. Libba was out, so that was obviously helped him, but he was amazing. He turned this game on its head, and he was prime Caleb Sarong in this
Nice.
one.
Alex.
I'm Nat 5, 37 and a goal. Every time I looked up, Nat 5, another touch.
That was his best
He was
game in a long, long time.
I heard something before the game that in his last 4 games against the Western Bulldogs, he has 12 Brownlow votes. So it's
Really?
just he's like, ha, Bevo.
yeah, he's like, I can take the dog
Yeah,
easy.
it's like something he has like this ridiculous record against the Western Bulldogs, and I might need to AFL tables that as we go.
Honourable mention, Noah Anderson. Absolutely fantastic against the Eagles today.
Yeah.
Just sort of did everything. Was everywhere. You looked up and you're like, there's Noah Anderson again.
I really like Blake Acres. I was going to put in as a random shout. I know they lost, but he was amazing, I thought.
He had some interesting touches in some of the game, but that's the Blake Acres experience.
Yeah, sometimes you
Where
get
it's
that,
like
but
sometimes like, what was like
feel
there'll
like
be a
if-
horrible turnover and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's right, you're kicking.
I just feel like without him, you could
But
have got
then
smacked. Yeah.
randomly just kicked goals out of nowhere. You're
Yeah.
like, where did that come from? Blakers, love you. Oh, mate, no mates. Who's got no mates this week?
We're all from the same game. This is fun.
My initial one was going to be Stats Boys one, but I'm going to go with Ben Mackay, the step ladder.
I like this one better.
When you become an instant meme, that's an old mate, no mates.
Yeah.
Because even though you draw that game, you get back on the team bus. I don't think you get back on team buses, but at the same time, you get on the team bus, everyone goes, can we ever ride?
Hey.
What do you reckon? Hey!
Or the,
Everyone's just doing speckies on you the rest of the time.
So he
Going,
gets the specky bag at training now.
the thing is, he's at training and everyone's like, Billy Elliot! And they're all taking speckies over the top of him. And it's like, you are automatically old
Yeah.
mate, no mates. Because you're Ben Mackay, the stepladder. To the point where there's memes going out there, stepladders, Ben Mackay photos. Ha!
There's
get it?
nothing worse than
Amazing.
getting a hanger
Sucked
taken
in. You hate to see it, but Ben Mackay, definitely old mate, no mates. Stats guy?
Just on that, we had a guy at school once that this, I think it was Wiedemann that plays in the AFL now. In school footy, took a hanger on this guy from my school, and that was just posted everywhere. And every presentation, there was a photo of that popping up. Oh, that was just very funny. So
It's also
always
bad because you get like this Berkey look on your face. Boo!
yeah, come on, you got a knee to the back of your head.
You just
It
get
hurts.
smashed.
Anyway, that's a bit of funny little thing there. Brody Myercheck, 3 goals, 3, 2 out in the full. Literally cost Collingwood the game, I believe.
I'm not going to say he lost them the game, but I'm also going to say he definitely lost them the game.
you don't maybe not
They
in the
didn't
big
lose.
moments.
Good point.
Yeah. Even if he
Give him
kicked
a
it,
point.
we were literally going.
He cost them the win.
We were
There
on
you
the
go.
live stream here with me, you, Jim, and we were going, his kicking's been a bit off. Surely he gets a point at least. And he kicks it 20 rows sideways. I don't know what he was doing. He's cost Collingwood the game, so that's old mate, no mates for me.
That is a great call. There was a moment, Sticks Kernahan, when I was a very, very young fella.
Yes.
Uh,
Legend.
Princess Park or Windy Hill, I believe. kick after the siren, needed to score to win, kicked it down the full, and it just is stuck in my brain. Well, he was like 50 metres out. It's like, all right. But still like Myercheck missing 2 set shots really like in the back half of that game, in a game that is drawn, that is one of the ones where you sit on the bus and you go,
hey.
Just kick something.
Kick his ankle.
If you just kick something, we'd win.
You can walk up.
So it's like the Lockett point after the siren at 96. I can commentate the last 37 seconds of that game from Sandy Roberts, Jared Healy, and Ian Robert. I can call from when Paul Chapman takes the mark. I can do that word for word.
That sounds like a TikTok short right there.
I can honestly do that.
All right, let's do that.
Screw you, shit, mates. I've got you covered from 1996.
You're going to do it from memory as well.
I can just do it right now.
There's absolutely there's no script, there's nothing. He's just doing it.
I like it.
Anyway.
Carl Langford, he missed the sitter with 70 seconds to go to win the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
25 metres out, slight angle. That's a gimme. An absolute gimme for a forward.
It's a tough one.
For someone like Carl Langford who rarely misses.
He's a great kick, yeah.
On the bus on the way back, so I don't know.
Well,
I've seen you kick those.
He played really well at least.
I've seen you kick them from the boundary.
He'll be like, I played well. Don't worry about it.
Nah.
All right, why I can't stand. The other guys have taken my 2. So my 3rd is just Jack Rewalt.
We got exposed.
Great player, but
It is a tough gig commentating.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. It's very hard. At the same time, I feel like you should at least not be doing work experience on the job. No one puts a work experience tradie like on a skyscraper welding.
Yeah.
Like right away. It's
You're
like,
not wrong.
you need to put these things together or the entire thing's going to fall down. It's like,
You need to get the left-handed screwdriver.
That's what Jack Rewalt's basically doing. He's like, Lucky Schultz is all Australian. It's like, what?
We talked about that. I can't believe he said that.
Do you know who Lockie Schultz is?
He's not even in Collingwood's best 15.
Yeah, but he said that last week after watching like one half of footy, and it's just like
It's
he's
chaos.
had 7 possessions this season.
God bless you, Jack Rewalt. Come on the show and argue with us. But geez,
he's gonna wanna come in.
I feel like he's gotten worse, is almost my point here.
Yeah.
Like over the last 3, like he started off as a breath of fresh air because he's not really afraid to sort of give opinions. And I feel like it then hit a point where he's like, oh, wait, no, I can't trash people
Because I want to talk to them.
I want to hang out with them.
Yes, and he's the same age as lots of them.
You know what you shouldn't do? That. You should calls it how you sees it. That's an NBA Australia axiom. Calls it how you sees it. That's what I always do. No fear, no favour. Simple as that. Let's go, Jack Rewalt. You're better than this.
Yep.
Also, there are G's on the end of words.
So he's not hanging,
Hanging.
Oh, yeah, he does talk like that.
Hanging.
I haven't noticed that.
kicking.
G's.
They're kicking well.
Alex.
Incorrect disposal. I know we yell at the umpires to do their
This is
jobs.
every game,
and
yeah,
we
yeah.
just yell.
This week felt particularly egregious.
Yeah.
Great
Like,
work.
you pick up the ball, you take 2 or 3 steps, there's your prior, you get tackled, and the ball squeezes out somehow. That is incorrect disposal. If you go to kick it, you miss it, or if you handball it and you drop it, that is incorrect disposal by the letter of the law.
you had possession
See
of the
this
ball.
football here, if you're watching on YouTube.
It's real.
If you get tackled and you
Get
go,
his ball.
it's tackled here, and you go, oh, like that.
That's ball, mate.
That's holding the ball. But if I handball it to Jim, that's play on.
I can't reach you.
Incorrect disposal by the letter of the law. Like, I
was a
know
good tackle.
we get the rules wrong and all this now and then. The umpires take the understanding of the rule or interpretation of the rule differently. Incorrect disposal is incorrect disposal. If you have a fresh airy, it's incorrect disposal.
Roll it straight into stats, guys.
Carlton fans blaming the umpires. Yes, there was a lot of those in that game. And
There was one that was horrendous.
So
I
there were,
thought.
by my account at this game,
Two.
there were
Two.
4 specific calls where the umpires completely just screwed the pooch on like very clear
Cripps standing on the mark was the worst.
incorrect
one, I reckon.
disposals or just like really dumb things. And then there was the Cripps Mackay.
was
standing
going
on
on
that
Mine
thing
was,
there.
the 50 against Harry Mackay when he's out of the what is it, the endangered, not the
Protected
endangered,
zone, yeah.
the protected zone. He was outside of it and going away. And how is that 50 when he's, whatever, it doesn't make sense. But then, Zach Williams gets punched in the face and Geelong kick a goal.
Yeah.
Both of them led to goals, didn't they?
They did,
kicked
I
a goal
think.
from
They
the
did.
50,
They did kick a goal.
All
from
I'm
the
saying is
front.
about why I can't stand. Just shut up. You lost because you didn't kick straight. You had 20 more inside 50s. You should have just capitalised a little bit more. Carlton played really well. They're probably
Yep.
stiff not to win, but yeah.
I agree. So Carlton fans should not be blaming umpires. They did not cost Carlton the game. Carlton cost Carlton the game.
Didn't
Yes.
Carlton have more free kicks as well?
They did, but I think that's almost the point. Like they had more free kicks, but there should have been substantially more that weren't paid. And it's like, all right.
Yeah.
People want to say free long, etc. Whatever.
It's free kick Bulldogs. Let's get it right.
It was ridiculous but you can't blame the umpires for losing that game.
No.
but there were some of the most egregious, dumb, weird non-calls I've ever seen in a game.
It was 87,000. The umpires were like, I just don't know what to call it and things like that.
All right, quick SuperCoach wash from the week. And you should have loopholed Gorn.
If you didn't, you've done it wrong.
Maximus Aurelius Gornicus.
What was it? Nick Dacos wasn't too bad. 113.
Dacos wasn't too bad.
Gorn,
If you had Gorn,
162. Like
absolutely.
everyone loopholed him.
I did posit during the live stream, do we think, like, can I galaxy brain myself out of Gornicus as 162 and go, maybe Tom Green will score more?
He got 150, didn't he?
That is
He
risky.
scored 159. I came pretty close, but I didn't do it.
Imagine you lost your week by 6 points or something.
I'm not a lunatic. So, because there was obviously still Heaney to go as well against Hawthorn. He ends up 120, which is very
That's a great
good.
score, yeah.
Kicked 3 goals and had 21. He still rips off a 120.
Yep.
And got punched in the nats.
Yeah.
So that should actually give him an extra 10 points at least.
Like,
Yeah, just
he
just
survived that,
just
still kicked a
surviving.
goal after it. Like that's
unbelievable.
We had a couple of other ones. Obviously, Rosie out injured. That's going to be a big, interesting one to see what happens next week. Wait for teams. Grundy was a bit of a disappointment after last week. He was massive. He ended up with
83.
83.
Oh, Jordan
Yeah.
Sweet got like 140, I think.
Jordan Sweetie,
Jordan
he's a
Sweet's going to
decent
be a
in.
fascinating pickup.
He's coming in for me this week. I think I might be trading Grundy.
Oh, don't take Grundy.
Tell me what to do.
Naismith
You're my mother.
scored 44, which is a big backup for everybody in the old Supercoach. So Sweet might be the one that you are swinging.
You got to get rid of Jeremy Sharp if you haven't by now. I think it's time to cut him.
Yeah, it's a tough one. There's going
under
to
his
be
break
a
even.
fascinating amount of names and outs.
I've got so many guys I need to get rid of.
My
Too many dudes, guys.
Project
Too many
Get
dudes.
Errol is like still underway, but it's like, oh God, I've got to, because of Rose. So it looks just like a Rose for Errol trade now.
That's probably what I'm going to pull.
I just got too many guys.
So
that
it's
forgot
like
how
I
to
was
play.
trying to be a smart ass with my trades, but now it's just like Rose for Errol.
Just as well, I've got plenty of boosts. All right, that'll do us, though. That is AFL Today for today and for this week. Round 7 in the bag. What a fun week it was. Give me 5 days of footy each week. I don't ask for much. That might be a bit much, but I'm just saying, just give it to me.
And there was lots of close
Please.
games. It was a
Andrew
great round.
Dylan, sort this out. Come on. I don't have to fight you, but I will. I don't know. Do with that sort of haircut. Like, do you want to fight him? Like, they're either like absolute, like, just
know where you're going with
knock down, drag them out, or they're just absolute street dogs. Don't know
Yeah,
how I
maybe
feel about
he's
this.
got the dog in him.
Can we get a CEO that can afford a haircut? That's all I ask for in the AFL as well.
Yeah.
We've gone from Gillen Dylan, Gillen into Dylan.
He used to grow his hair out of it.
And Gillen, how do he and Hamish have the worst haircuts of the richest dudes in Australia?
This must be how it grows. It must be how it grows out.
Just get a haircut. Find a barber. You're rich enough. Come on, I'll help out. Find us feet. All right, that'll do us though for this week. Thank you to Alex.
Cheers.
Thank you to the Stats Boy.
I'll do it next week. I don't do any of the shows next week.
No,
Yeah.
you're not on any six next. That'd be fun.
I missed the Sydney Derby.
85% less Sydney content.
You've got the Sydney Derby there, so it's
we've
all
got
done
the
in one
derby.
game.
That is, I'm very excited about
That's
that.
next it's a Saturday 1:40.
Biggest game of the year.
So we've got the Showdown and the Sydney Derby next week.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And Carlton Collingwood.
Oh,
Nice.
there's
Is
so
it
many.
rivalry round?
Yeah.
It actually might be.
AFL draw.
Someone Google that. Clearly.
Doing it right now. St Kilda North, no, but you got the Sheedy game.
Love the Sheedy game.
Showdown. Carlton Collingwood Friday night. Sydney GWS. You're into West Coast and Essendon. And then you've got Brisbane Gold Coast next Sunday. So these are-
Rivalry round.
It is rivalry round. It is
round.
rivalry round.
Let's go.
Since when is Richmond and Freo a rivalry?
Since forever.
everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Since they tried to poach Matty Richardson in 1997. I don't know. Speaking of which, smash a like across all of the socials to see us doing live things from the games like we did yesterday, today. Stats Guy let the team down by not doing anything for the North game.
was not around.
Facey, IG, X, Threads, TikTok, all the good stuff. Check it out. And of course, YouTube and all of your podcast apps. You can check out this podcast on your podcast app, like, review, subscribe, as well as the Cricket Today podcast, the Football Today podcast, NBA Australia, hold all tickets. I feel like I'm missing one.
Football today.
Yeah.
I think I said that.
Yeah.
I think you got everything. Yeah.
Nice. Good job, me.
Yeah, well done.
Get all around them like Justin Peckett around a pair of sideburns
Oh,
in 1998.
yes. What a good one.
What a legend. And we'll catch you later this week for, what do we do on Wednesday? Bit of midweek madness ahead of you round 8. Round 8? That's a third of the way through the AFL season.
What the hell?
What are we doing? It's chaos. I love it. Either way, we'll catch you then. In between, look after yourselves. And remember, footy's back. If If you like this show, make sure you check out all the other shows on the Sports Today network, from the AFL Today Show to the Cricket Today podcast, the Football Today podcast, as well as NBA Australia and NFL Australia. With Sports Today, your sporting needs have never been easier to cover.